General government meeting to order at 9:32. Roll call, please.
Fleming,
Here.
Gershenson. Here. Huffman is absent with notice. Kowal. Here. Kokendorfer is also absent with notice. Quarles, Long.
Here.
You have a
And we'll
quorum.
stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, next, we need approval of the previous minutes, August 22nd. Moved by Commissioner Fleming, supported by Commissioner Gershenson. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? And then we need to approve the agenda as presented. Moved by Commissioner Fleming.
I don't have it in front of me, Chris. I'm just waiting to pull it up.
Oh,
But I know
okay.
Woodward's
It's a
coming
two.
for
Okay,
that.
we can do the first, the
So
other
can
one
we-
first, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, and then supported by Commissioner Cole, you okay? We'll do two first and then one.
Okay.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, before public comment, we will do a moment of silence if we could for, Senator McCain and there was 2 fatalities in Jacksonville, Florida.
11
Right, so we'll do a
injured.
moment of silence for those 2, I think there was boys also. Okay. And public comment, any public comment? Well, I'm going to make one. Jamie, this is her last general government meeting. I think I worked her so hard, she's decided to go
She
to,
left.
she's going,
Oh, dang.
she's going to IT, which is something that she's more interested in, so we're going to miss her.
When's your last day?
The 14th will be my last day here.
14th of September?
So a couple weeks, and so she's moving on, so we wish her luck. We'll miss you.
Thank
We'll miss
all.
you.
I will miss you all too, thank you.
Yeah, she said it's not because of us, it's for opportunity, which you can't blame her.
Sure,
She's young,
sure,
she's
they
young,
all
she's
say
gotta
that.
take opportunities when they come, you know? So we'll miss you, Jamie, you did an excellent job.
the
She's
best.
very detailed and very organized.
Thank
If you
you.
can ask anyone, ask me, if I don't, you gotta get back with her. She's good, she is very good, so,
creative.
and I appreciate that, I
She went
appreciate it.
outside the box. She
Right.
went beyond her job description.
She did. She did. So we appreciate, we were truly, yep, we were truly missed you.
Thank you.
So, is there any other public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll close public comment, and then Dave's here, so do you mind if we do that one first, then? Okay, all right, Board of Commissioners support Michigan House Bill 5857, stemming teenage opioid pilfering stop bill. We need a motion for that by Commissioner Gershenson, supported by Commissioner Fleming. All right, good morning.
Good morning.
Woo, sounds like a good morning.
Thank you. Okay.
Pull it up, yep, pull it up.
Technology is all starting to collide there. Well, thank you for considering this. I think you guys got in your packet some information about it, so I can answer any questions. This is a bipartisan effort. The STOP bill stands for Stemming Teenage Opiate Pilfering, and I know that many people on this committee have been involved in our opioid prevention task force, and pilfering, also known as diversion, is the act of
This is
slowly
one not
taking
locking on.
prescription drugs
just
out of
what
people's
we have.
vials, hoping no one's going to notice it. It is the #1 leading cause of abuse by teenagers. And 80% of people who get addicted to opioids and prescription drugs is the pathway of doing it, and there's a lot of effort trying to find a way to curb that. This is very much focused on youth, and so it really does 3 things. It tries to identify a cost-effective way to help be an extra tool to help combat opioid abuse in Michigan and including Oakland County. It uses the strategy to make it harder. It's really that specific tool to help make it hard for pilfering to happen by putting combination locks on prescription drugs and using frankly the child restraint label is 50 years old. It really hasn't made any significant advances since then. And so if anyone has kids with like the little 4 code bike lock. I mean, it's very similar to that. It
Oh,
had an
okay.
extra barrier to make it harder for the siphoning off pills that find its way into
Yes, I'd say
bad use. The estimates show that implementing this, I mean, could help support and prevent more than 150,000 Michigan teens from initiating abuse in Oakland and metro area. We definitely are have seen the
I have a
uptick
question,
in
too.
the
Right.
consequence of such things. And like I said, it's a bipartisan effort that hopefully gaining
She's doing it
traction.
again.
Other counties across Oakland County, across Michigan have taken on this
Who
effort.
did that?
A couple of organizations, I think I might go speak to the Michigan Association of Local Public Health has endorsed this bill, the Michigan Fraternal Order of Police, and increasing others. I mean, this is, again, it's a cost-effective way to be able to help tackle this problem in a way that, I mean, really focus on targeting and helping protect teens and young people, where we know that there is long-term consequences for us. So, if there's any questions, I'm happy to.
Okay, have Commissioner Fleming first, then Kowal, then Gershenson. Then all of us. Wow.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner Woodward, for bringing this forward. It's something desperately needed, I think. But sometimes these things can have unintended consequences, I believe. My only concern with this is making it more complicated, especially with the elderly people trying to get their drugs. I know some struggle with the caps they have now, you know, because I've dealt with a number of elderly people. Is there anything that what can we do? There's always got to be a balance to try to prevent youth, teenagers from getting these things by the combinations. But how do we balance that with the people that really need the medication but may have difficulty getting into the vial itself with the combination?
So,
How do we balance that?
So I was trying to get my hand on one to be able to show you.
Yeah,
I
I
haven't
would
seen
like
it,
to.
Dave. I'd love
Yeah.
to see one.
I have a picture I can show
Yeah.
you, which I think will visualize what it looks like. I actually think it's easier, and I've heard that concern, and it's
Okay.
a valid concern, but seniors with extreme rheumatoid arthritis and stuff, turning that cap on the current thing
Mhm.
requires pushing down, squeezing,
turn it,
and
and you have
holding
to
it
get
at the
it.
same time is actually harder, and the dial turning thing, and that unlocks, or the biometric stuff.
Oh.
Kathy has a question.
So there's federal law that allows seniors not to get,
Oh.
that cap, and I
Okay.
don't know how that would interact with this bill.
Oh,
Would
good.
they be allowed to bypass that?
Yeah,
Honestly,
federal side
seniors
of the
have a
state.
lot of vision issues, they can't use that. It would be the first thing I would do for my own parents, one with a severe vision issue, and the other one with a severe arthritis issue. They can't work those locks, I know, because I put one on their storage locker and they haven't accessed it since, because they
Okay.
can't get in.
But are they like, thank you, Kathy, come over and cut my grass?
Yeah.
So now I have to go retrieve it, but.
Sure.
What I'm
That's fine.
saying is that, our biggest concern, we agree with you 100,000% that this
As long as
does
they can get it knocked
answer
out.
a need, especially in a home where the teen may live.
Right.
That's an amazing option. But for the senior, we see unintended consequences unless they can bypass it, because the last thing I want is daughter going in, helping mom open it because mom just can't, and dumping it into
Right.
something now that's unlabeled.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I
our
said.
biggest concern.
That's what I
But
said.
if that federal law then
Right.
still protects
That's what I
that
said.
senior, the same way it does currently with childproof caps, then that would be a great thing, I think.
Good.
So, from the public health perspective, I know that they think endorse this bill. Do you know whether or not that consideration is built into it? I don't have to.
I don't
You guys have
know
the bill
either.
into it.
I didn't get the bill. Or do we have the bill? Oh, you have it here? Okay.
That's something we should do.
Yeah. Are you okay, Commissioner Fleming? That
I'm
was your
done.
concern?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's.
Yeah. Commissioner Kowal? And then Gershenson.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for bringing this resolution forth. When I first heard about this bill, I was going, that's a stupid bill. Because you just take a hammer and smash the vial, but then I realized, okay, it's got some value for the pilfering aspect of things. But, I checked on the bill, and there's no legislative analysis yet. It hasn't moved since it was introduced sometime in April, I guess. So I guess my question is, once again, as it's been brought up, the unintended consequences, the fact that it's gonna be hard for the seniors, and then it doesn't make allowances. I mean, suppose somebody has a couple prescriptions that would qualify under that, and then they have, each one of them has to have a different locking cap on it. It doesn't make provisions maybe for using one of those, where you put it in like a locking box. I don't want to say lock box, like security, social security lock box, but if you can, if it can be secured in other means, I guess. And then, there's a cost that's gonna be, they're gonna say, well, the prescription companies, the RX companies that make the stuff have to pay for it, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna pay for it, but,
Sure.
that's a small trade-off for the cost savings that we would have in the long run. And I guess I would like to see some more studies on what's been done in other states. I think Indiana made it more like a voluntary incentive type thing. I think that was back in 2015. I don't know what followed there, what happened there. And I guess, when you introduce a bill in the legislature, then, you back that up with documents and things that make your case. And we don't have a LSB here, we don't have fiscal services that analyze bills and stuff like that. So I guess it would be good to see, like, you cite all these numbers, and I'm sure you got them from a good source, but what kind of studies are out there to show the efficacy of such a program?
Start from the top. Concerned, everything. So our illustrious administrator, who is,
Yeah, he was fast with that
who
phone.
he's fast.
Yeah, he was fast.
Faster than LSB,
Yeah.
based on my experience.
Probably.
Actually, there is a provision in this bill that says, that a patient who, because of physical
Oh,
or
good.
mental limitation, would have
Okay.
difficulty opening the vial.
That's good.
That it meets other circumstances
someone.
prescribed by the Department of Licensing Regulatory.
Probably people with
There is an
kids.
exception. This doesn't apply
That's
to
good.
that, so
Okay.
there is a provision built in
So
for
they can
that
get
for
it
someone
done.
who just can't physically do it, and I guess if there's gonna be problems with documentation, like they can't do it, and then be able to do that, so I think that helps
Right.
address one of the principal concerns of older populations not being able to use this equipment. As it relates to the efficacy and how
That's good.
this works, I guess the thing that we
Well done.
know is
Just-
like how many children across the country is engaging in pilfering. We know, the estimates that 150,000 teens that we can prevent from initiating the use of all of this. I think putting up barriers so that it makes it harder to get access to the pills is a contributing factor to trying to combat this opioid abuse. And so like this, again, the bill sponsor and the people that are supporting this, I think when you look at law enforcement, you look at public health association, these are folks who are on the front line of combating this, that doing nothing, I don't think it's an option. And so I guess that's the question. We're not the only ones embarking on this, across the country, so that's why I think that there is some, kind of looking across whether it's national, NCSL or others that are kind of, how are we approaching this so that we don't have a completely different subset in every single state, and so trying to apply best practices in the design of this legislation. How do we, I think it's the best answer that I can give. There's, studies and reports, but I think this is a small, there is, obviously there's a nominal cost and what
Right.
the cost of this individual pill is, but when we look at just saving those 150,000 kids from going down this track, the estimate is about saving $1 billion in healthcare costs. Huge dollars
Then
on our
that's
law
not enough,
enforcement,
then it leads to
hospital costs.
cheap
and things like
heroin.
that. Not to mention productivity and loss, lives that are needlessly lost to this entire thing. So I think the benefits far outweigh the cost in this regard. And I think it is a process, and I think this is a way for us to weigh in, kind of tee up our lobbyists, help give voice in Eaton County. I know we joined, I think there's another few counties that are kind of on track to kind of give voice to this. Hopefully that starts pushing the hearings, and then obviously there might be some modifications and things as it goes through the legislative process. But I guess I often am confronted with what can we do to fight this opioid crisis. And so when there are tangible things, concrete things that we can be doing, which frankly just makes it harder to engage in these pilfering and diversion, those types of things, that I think probably more appropriate for a subset of people. It's a way forward to really respond to this. And the estimate, I don't have the estimates of drug overdose increases, but Oakland and Macomb, it is off the charts, and we know
Yeah.
we know it's all connected to these types of things.
Okay, you okay? Fran? Okay, Commissioner Gershenson?
Thank you, Dave. I know that I had shown some interest in this as well as Commissioner Kowal. If you talk to Commissioner Dwyer, I think it's now 1 death a day. And I know it's astounding. I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
in Macomb County.
in Macomb County.
Wow.
1 death a day. He said they deal with it constantly. So we just
Yeah, he's
can't
got a hard-
not do
he's got a
anything.
hard warrant.
Also,
It's hard.
I personally have a great relationship with my pharmacist, and I have requested different tops and different things, and they're always quite agreeable to doing that. So that is another option, but I'm very glad to see that that's in the
There's a
bill.
provision.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what I was worried about too, and then like Kathy said, pouring into other containers,
Absolutely.
because then it's like worse. And I Commissioner Cole has a point, if someone's gonna take it, the teenager, I think this is a good idea though, but if they're gonna take it, then your parents are gonna know if your whole container is destroyed at least, not 1 pill here and you don't notice, 2 pills here and you don't notice. They're gonna know if they destroy the lock. Right.
Take 2 pills.
Right, and if it is a lock, if they're gonna take the whole container, then obviously your parents are gonna catch you. And I think it's a good thing, because it starts there, but then now it just leads to heroin, other things, it starts at the opioid, then that's not enough, and then it's something else, and it goes on and on. So if we can prevent them from starting to take something, that would be great.
And I think it's also important, these are the Schedule II prescriptions, this is not all prescriptions, these are Schedule II
Right.
highly addictive
Right,
medications that we're specifically talking about, so not your
Right.
medication or hypertension.
oh, and also, Dave, one time when you were introduced this, we heard that the lock only, was it 50 cents about for the pharmacy? But did you hear a price? It was,
$3 to $5, I think.
was it?
I think it's less than that, but it's, yeah,
Is it small,
the
does
cost
it
of the
just go
prescription
around, does
drug
it just,
is a very
does
small-
it just go around like the cap, how,
Well, I can.
oh, he has one
I
too.
don't- Oh, you have
There's a picture. I just never saw one,
Goes around the cap, so you line it up.
Okay, right.
and it's a
I
3-digit, like a
Again, it's
bicycle.
analogous to, if you know, like a kid's little bike rack,
Yeah, it's like
phone
that.
number code is like turn.
Oh, okay, it's like on the top of the cap only.
And I think that
Oh,
they're
there's
probably
different
very-
ones.
technology is gonna evolve.
Oh, well, that's
There's
nice.
also, I think,
Okay.
discussion of like biometric
All right, so
stuff
it's
where
small
a
on the
fingerprint
top.
might be able to-
Okay.
Those are the more pricier end, but that would also be something that would,
Oh,
be
that'd be cool.
easier.
Facial
to-
recognition.
Facial recognition.
Oh, wow.
Retina scans.
Yeah, no,
Oh, my
And then pills will
goodness.
start talking
What
to
you
you and
talking
taking over
about?
your house.
All right, yeah, really. Okay, all right, so that's what it looks like. Okay, any other questions? Okay, all right, we'll do, roll call on the resolution as presented. As long as that's on there, I think we're good.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Kowal,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Long.
Yes,
Motion carries.
all
Thank you all
right,
very much.
thank you. All right, next item, Department of Health and Human Services, Health Division 2018-19 Comprehensive Planning, Budgeting, and Contracting Agreement Acceptance. We need a motion for that. I couldn't believe I read it with no glasses. I'm like, my
That's a good
goodness, I'm good.
sign.
It was blurry, but I tried, once I started, I
That's a
just
good
kept going.
sign.
Yeah, yeah. Moved by Commissioner Fleming, supported by Commissioner Colwell. Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. So this grant is our annual allocation from the state that pays for a significant portion of our mandated and contracted services out of the health division. And this year it's $10,206,000, which is less than last year by $136,000. However, I have to say that every year we have a significant number of amendments that go along with this, and they
Okay.
don't get it all together by the startup of the grant, but we're hopeful that we will receive full funding this year.
Okay, any questions on it? No? All right, seeing none, we'll do roll call on the resolution as presented.
Kowal,
Yes.
Quarles,
Yes.
Fleming,
Yes.
Gershenson,
Yes.
Long.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. And then we just have one communications. We need a motion to receive and file that. Moved by Commissioner Kowal, supported by Commissioner Quarles. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, any other business? Oh, we're short and sweet. All right, seeing none, we're adjourned.
Thank you.
That's good. So
For
that's good that was in there, Dave, then.